Greetings, welcome to Drinks with Ron. I'm Ron, introducing you to the second part of an ongoing series titled An Evening with the Fagers. We've already touched on the birth of the family, the phenomenon of the suit coat at the party, and we've started on Paul Revere's. That's where this episode will pick up. We will begin at Paul Revere's, some of the great experiences, and we'll wander into the territory of horrible vehicles we've owned. Some great stories, good times, always is when you get together with the Fagers. So without further ado, it's episode 2, An Evening with the Fagers.
Paul Revere's hands down my favorite job ever in my entire life. Well, you were gone when we started doing this, but we'd throw barrel parties in the basement.
Yeah,
those were fucking amazing.
That blew my mind.
Right?
I was like, you guys gotta be fucking shitting. I was at one of them and I went out in disbelief and I'm just going, no. You see what you guys are doing? Don't do that. Don't do that right on the square. The police station is literally 100 yards from the front door.
Never make a big deal!
You guys not only went to a business, you went into the basement where there's literally no means of escape. Like if the police show up, you guys all have to sit there at the table and go,
what can you do?
Where can I go?
It is what it is.
It is what it is. But we never did get busted down there. I don't know that we ever got busted walking in and out of that place.
Never once.
And in fact, being a driver for there got me out of so much shit.
Oh, yeah.
I got pulled over one night. County K was closed, and I didn't know. I was heading up to La Crosse, party at Duncan's place. Got off Paul Revere's, went up, and I took the shortcut road. Not by Senex. There was no sign saying the road was out on the shortcut.
Oh,
So I get to the end of K and find out I can't go through. So I'm like, yeah, I'll just go through. I gotta get to this party in La Crosse. And,
these signs aren't that serious.
Back and then around.
These are suggestions.
Right. That's for an idiot. I'll be fine.
Yes.
So I go, and there's no road, like the manholes are like window level. I'm going, oh fuck. I wasn't supposed to come down here. So after like 5 minutes of fucking just bouncing, I see the lights coming off the back road. I'm like, good, some other idiot's coming up here. So, great, everybody does this. And no, it was a cop. So he pulled me over and I didn't know I couldn't go here. It's like, well, you're the guy who delivers pizza. Like, yep, that's me. Well, I'll tell you what, you got about another 500 yards, just take it slow, go on through. Thank you.
Score.
Yeah, I'll be drinking in no time. Got sober now, but yeah, it helped.
I bet. There were a number of perks to that job. It was an amazing fucking job.
I honestly really enjoyed building the fort out of pizza boxes.
That was pretty fucking amazing.
Thompson kept that around for a while so he could show people. It was relatively impressive. That back room, I took pizza boxes and I built a wall separate, breaking it in half.
Nice.
And I built a doorway into the wall. And I actually took a garbage bag and it was the doorway. Then I took paper towels, I stacked them on each side for pillars, and wrapped Christmas lights around the pillars and shit. I mean, you walked into the room, you plugged it in, and it just lights up, and here's a fort.
It was fucking, yeah.
I mean, pizza fort? What do you say? If you're any kind of good manager, you let that slide. Like, no.
And a hat's off to you.
No. This is what this room was missing. This is what I was thinking.
It made it a lot more comfortable.
You had to walk through the fort to go get the mushrooms.
Yeah, it's like, goddamn it, we're out of olives.
Yeah.
May I enter the fort? Okay. Thanks for the fucking olive.
He looks up, he's like, yeah, I just keep this here to show my friends what I waste my money on and pay my employees for.
Well, it's funny.
It's like, well, thanks for paying me, Steve. That was fun.
Like, right. Like, you appreciate this.
Yeah.
And
You would have told me to take it down if you thought it sucked. I used to have requests for me to deliver because after my outside door handle broke and then my inside door handle broke, when I delivered, I had to roll down the window and jump out Dukes of Hazzard style. And people would call, is the guy who jumps out the window going to deliver? The children would like to wait at the window. Yes, he'll be there in 30 to 45 minutes, ma'am.
We go to Happy Joe's, they only get to see the guy make a pizza.
Like, hey, it's behind glass. Let us see him jump out the fucking window.
This is a much better show.
Definitely.
Like, yeah. In the rain. God damn it. You think this is a joke? It's my fucking life! I can't afford a door!
I drive this car every day.
This car is not worth the $17.50 it takes me to buy the plastic to change that out and the hour and 10 minutes of my life to replace it. It's a piece of shit.
How many times did you jump out?
$12.50.
How many times did you jump out of that fucking thing drunk and land on your ass? Didn't catch your no knees?
Oh, very rarely.
Yeah, I didn't figure very many, but I knew it had to have at least happened once.
Yeah, no, because you got good practice.
Oh yeah.
But then, yeah, that's when you get cocky. It's
Exactly.
like, oh, you can do this without a... This has never happened before. I'm good.
Right. And then try to convince everybody that you were sober enough to be driving.
Yeah! Like, he's still the best of us. I ain't taking over, hell no.
Hell no.
I still think that man's fit to lead. Surprisingly trusting.
That's for sure. Got me home many a night.
That's true. That car ran by itself.
Was that the one that me and you were driving down the road and when you hit 55 the time because it was broke down and you start getting it running again?
Was it the Blue
We're
Goose?
driving down the road and it gets going 55 and we're driving by a farmer on a tractor. And you're just like, 55! Yeah! 55!
Yeah. Yeah, I was so...
That was the Blue Goose, wasn't
Yeah.
it?
It was the
Yeah,
fucking Blue
yeah.
Goose.
That's when it's on its last legs.
No.
No!
Yeah.
Seriously!
Right?
I think me and you took it on like its death ride.
It's like the farmer was like thinking we're showing him up, and it's like, no! It still works! They said it wouldn't! Oh, God damn it, I'll make it up this hill and turn around and go back to town. Pass you again.
That's right, we were trying to make one last cruise in there.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I still took it to Madison. You ever hear the
After
death
that, you
story
took
of
it
the goose?
No.
My car died. I was down to the goose. And I took it to Madison, and I stayed at Hippie Brandon's place one night. It was right by the lake, and it got down to
I
like
love
20 below.
You do know enough Brandons, you have to call someone.
Specify
Yeah,
one
Hippie
way.
Brandon,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah.
And yeah, it got like 20 below by the lake, and I got up, started the car to go to school. By the time I hit the belt line and got to the west side, it was just belching blue smoke, like in my rear view mirror.
Oh, no.
It blocked out all 3 lanes on the westbound belt line. And I'm just going, oh fuck. I can't see anything. I drove to school so many times, and all those times this never happened. I've never looked back and just like seen a cloud of smoke obstruct the whole belt line. No, this isn't good.
That's not good.
I'm gonna be late today. You know, it's just like, they better not give me shit. And I got to the exit ramp by Fox 47, and I pulled off and just went, and just rolled down to the end of the ramp.
At least you made it off the ramp.
That's what I said. You know what? You got me out of hardcore heavy traffic. I can walk to school, be late, and say fuck you.
Yeah, for everything that car
Brandon helped me push my car.
For everything that car gave to you, it's good it just gave that little more.
That's
that
true.
last little bit.
Honestly, that car was iconic in our lives.
I know. I was talking to this chick in Madison, and she's like, "What's the matter with you?" It's like, "My car died." She's like, "Well, you can borrow my car. What's the big deal?" It's like, "No, my car died." You don't understand.
You don't understand.
Like, why are you being such a fucking baby? They're like, "No."
Why are you being such a bitch?
You got me to the exit ramp. It was like old Yeller. It's like, oh, you got me to the ramp, boy.
I threw my first beer bottle at a sign in this car.
I got fuzzy ass seat covers. Remember that adventure? Fuzzy ass seat covers.
When it was starting to get real beat up, and you spray painted like the.
Oh, spray painted the door,
the inside and stuff too, didn't you?
No, I did the doors.
Okay, that's right.
But one side was more sun bleached than the other, so when I touched up the passenger side, like it looked good. Like it covered the rust. It's like, this looks serviceable. And then I got to the driver's side and it's like, shit, that is 4 shades off. This now looks like Mexican horse shit. It's like, no, we spray painted it, dude, it's good.
Yeah, I did that a number of times too, though. I spray painted the car too.
Oh. Well, like I said, one side looked good. Yeah,
some of them, yeah, and so, yeah, it works sometimes.
It did not match both sides.
We had some dandy vehicles between all of us.
Yeah.
There were some good ones.
My favorite of mine was the Lunchbox. That's what I called it.
Yeah.
The 88 Jeep Grand Wagoneer.
Ha.
Yeah.
I thought it always looked like one of those old school tin lunchboxes.
Yeah, that's true.
That's why I called it the Lunchbox.
With the riveted plastic handle on a chunk of chain.
You sewed a back pocket onto the...
There's a hole in the roof, so I glued a back pocket of a pair of jeans to it so I could keep my wallet up there while I was driving.
It was fucking awesome.
Nice. That vehicle, the brakes actually killed on.
Really?
I lived on Porter's Bridge Road. They killed twice. One time I just had to drive it into a rock wall and it stopped.
That's all you had to do.
It was at a slow speed.
It was an obvious choice.
It was at a slow speed. It wasn't a big deal. The brush guard got a little bitty dent in it.
Big brush guard on the front.
Yeah, this is back when they made vehicles like, you know.
Oh, right. Like you're gonna drive it off road because
you might kill yourself when you wreck it. But the vehicle can drive when you're done.
Right, yeah. Like they're gonna pull your corpse out and drive it home.
Yeah.
Oh, unfortunate fucker. Well, start her up.
The bad time that this happened to me, me and Henriksen, we're late we drank too much at my house the night before. We're late for work. We're flying to work, and he always just blew the first stop sign on the dead-end part of Porter's Bridge Road.
Right.
It was a suggestion. It was never serious.
Kill the headlights. No, he's coming.
No, so this is early morning. We just woke up. Yes. No, we had to open the place.
Well, can't be late for that.
No.
And we're going to work. And I get up to the highway from Porter's Bridge where it meets right after the bridge there. And I'm coming up on him, I knew the brakes were bad, so I start slowing down way early. Start hitting the brakes. And my foot just starts pumping and going nuts. And all of a sudden I look over at Steve and I give him this look. And he just knows right now that shit is not good. Something's wrong.
Right.
And I look at him and I go, put your seatbelt on and grab something. And he's like, what? And he's like, no, dude, there was barely that much time.
Yeah, and
you look up at the highway, and there's like a solid row of traffic. There's a semi, and then there's like 10 cars after him.
Yeah.
It's like, I can't stop. There's nowhere to really put it to not really, like, kill us.
Right? Because one side's an embankment. If you go right, one side's an embankment.
I look at Steven, I'm like, I'm going for it, and he's like, what? And we're driving right at this semi. And the semi just barely gets past me and I stomp the gas. We fly past the back of this semi. The mirror almost hits the semi. The wind from the semi actually pushes the vehicle back. Or to the side.
Yeah, and this tank of a vehicle.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
A solid amount.
Right.
And thank God there were no vehicles on the other side that were traffic.
Right.
We shot, and I looked over at the vehicle that I went in front of. The look on his face was pure horror.
I bet.
I would have been so pissed if someone did that to me, but
yeah.
I did it, and I had to sit there and I had to rock it into the ditch the entire way to get it stopped. There were 0 brakes. It was one of the freakiest moments of my life. It was fucked up.
If that ever happens again, remember to downshift, and you can just throw it in the park. I mean, that's gonna fuck some shit up, but
I did downshift it. I did everything I could,
right.
other than slam it
in
the
the
park. Yes, or reverse.
Right.
Reverse will stop you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Just never hope to have that vehicle ever
Stopping's
again.
your goal. You don't want to calculate the outcomes on your way.
See, I just didn't have that much time to think, really.
Well, you didn't throw it in reverse, so you thought enough. Like, yeah.
We survived, so...
Yeah,
That's the
what
bonus.
counts.
You got both.
It was exciting, and it's a good story.
Right, it is.
It seems unbelievable, but...